So JD Vance had a shocking moment of, I guess you could say, honesty in an interview with Dana Bash on CNN. It was a pretty aggressive interview. She confronted him about the lie that Donald Trump and himself are pushing, that Haitian immigrants are eating cats and dogs in Springfield, Ohio. So I'm just going to play this and we'll react.
Just once and for all, you again started this in part by saying that, at which Donald Trump repeated on the debate stage, that, and he didn't say anything about the policies that you're talking about. He just said Haitians are eating dogs and cats. Can you affirmatively say now that that is a rumor that has no basis with evidence?
Dana, the evidence is the firsthand account of my constituents who are telling me that this happened. And by the way, I've been trying to talk about the problems in Springfield for months, and the American media ignored it. There was a congressional hearing just last week of angel moms who lost children because Kamala Harris let criminal migrants into this country who then murdered their children. The American media totally ignored this stuff until Donald Trump and I started talking about cat memes. If I have to,
But it
if
wasn't
I
just
have
a
to
meme.
create stories so that the American media actually pays attention to the suffering of the American people, then that's what I'm going to do, Dana, because you guys are completely letting Kamala Harris coast. You had one interview with her. You talk about pushing back against me, Dana. You didn't push back against the fact that she cast the deciding vote on the Inflation Reduction Act, which is why a lot of Americans can't afford food and housing.
You just said that
ought
you're
to be
creating
talking
a
about
story.
public
Yeah, you just said that you're creating a story, also known as fabricating a story. He didn't have the evidence for the story. He just said, oh, it looks like something bad is going on. So I'm just going to fabricate something that didn't even happen. And I'm going to do it to bring attention to the suffering of the American people. Well, listen, dude, no matter how noble your intentions may be, which I think there's reason to doubt that his intentions are noble, you don't get to just lie about people. Those types of things have consequences. I mean, this is similar to the idea of like faking a hate crime. Now, I'm sure JD Vance would attack a lot of leftist types who fake hate crimes against themselves or stage things like that. You know, for example, Jussie Smollett. But those people would probably say that they faked the hate crime in order to bring attention to the suffering of certain marginalized groups of people. So when they try to bring attention to the suffering of groups of people, the American people, by creating stories, fake stories, that's bad. But when he does it, it's noble. No, it doesn't work that way, dude. This is totally hypocritical. So, and then yeah, he says she's letting Kamala Harris coast, as if the media hasn't been going after Kamala Harris for not doing a sit down interview yet, or attacking her for supporting price caps, even going as far as saying that it could be communistic. But yeah, I mean, Vance, for crying out loud, I've been aware of this guy since 2020. I actually read some of Hillbilly Elegy in 2020. I did not know that this guy was this bad, or I guess that he would get this bad. Um, the unfortunate reality is, I think that this is a byproduct of him being Trump's vice presidential nominee. That if he had been the vice presidential nominee for Nikki Haley or even Vivek Ramaswamy, he wouldn't be left to spouting this nonsense, because those candidates don't tend to campaign in ways that are quite as outrageous as Donald Trump does. So yeah, this is just so embarrassing. I really, like, you got to have enough of a filter to avoid saying that. Um, creating, that's just a euphemism for fabricating, which is just a euphemism for lying. So what he's saying is that he thinks that he gets to lie to push his own political agenda and point to what he believes is the suffering of the American people. And I could grant him that he's actually concerned legitimately about suffering. But so are plenty of other people. Plenty of other people are concerned about the suffering of American people. And you know what? Plenty of Americans suffer as a result of policies other than immigration policy. Americans suffer as a result of shootings, mass shootings. Would Republicans and J.D. Vance like the idea of a Democratic politician fabricating shootings in order to push for gun control? Would they like that? No, but they get to go around and fabricate immigrant crimes in order to push for essentially restrictive immigration policies, if not outright contempt for immigrants and people viewing them as basically scum. That's kind of what they're trying to push here. It's not really so much about legal versus illegal, or even what's good immigration policy. It's kind of just divide and conquer and trying. What I think, what I think is shown now is trying to play on people's prejudices. I don't think that being against immigration makes you prejudiced or bigoted. But I think trying to do stuff like this absolutely is. Uh, it's very targeted. It's very measured. Um, and going as far as to bring it up on a debate stage when immigration is already a winning issue for you. Talk about immigration policy. You don't need to complain about specific acts that happen to be false in order to make people look bad. You can talk about the pros and cons of reducing immigration, but you don't need to talk about how you think immigrants are the scum of the earth. So yeah, this is really disappointing and embarrassing. I do hope that we are able to rebound from this, that the Republican Party by 2028 isn't outright calling for throwing immigrants into gas chambers or something, because this is a really weird turn that the party has taken, honestly, just over the past week. So yeah, that's my commentary on J.D. Vance admitting that he lies to push his political agenda. As always, thank you very much for watching. And if you like this video, if you found it helpful or insightful, please leave a like, comment, or subscribe. I really do appreciate it. Let's grow this channel, and I will speak to you in the next video. Thank you.